Hey y'all, it's your girl Chosen to Inspire. I'm back with another vid. Hope all is well with you all. And in today's video, it's going to be about suicide survivors. And basically, I wanted to talk about this today because I myself is a suicide survivor. Yes, when I was young, I attempted suicide many ways by, cutting, hanging, or taking medications that wasn't mine. And today I'm going to speak about it. I feel like I want to talk about it because I feel like there's so many people going through it, but silently. Like, you wouldn't know unless someone tell you. Like, there's so many people that we walk by, we encounter in our everyday life that we don't even know that they're battling suicidal thoughts. They're battling depression, anxiety, which is going to lead them to suicidal thoughts or to have suicidal thoughts. And I feel like it was going to be a good topic to discuss this because not only have I experienced it, I also healed from it. So I'm okay with actually expressing how I was in that situation and how I also healed from that past trauma. So not only do I feel okay with expressing it and talking about it, I also feel like I need to talk about it too so I can help another person. And what actually is giving me the courage to speak about it today as an adult, older woman, is actually because it's rising in the world. And I feel like nobody highlights this subject enough. Like, a lot of people is going through suicidal moments or suicidal thoughts, but they don't really know how to cope with it, or they don't even have people they could come vent to about it. You feel me? And I know what it's like to be in you guys' shoes, or if you're still battling suicide. I was once in that. I faced it and I experienced it, and I know what it's like to feel like, you rather be not in this world because of your circumstances and your situations, and to also feel like, no one love you or no one care, and you just feel so alone and you just feel like you have no one. I could totally understand and see where you're coming from. As a suicidal survivor, I'm here to share my testimony. So yeah, when I was young, probably about 13, 14, basically in my teens, 13, 14, 15, I think 16 is when I actually stopped, or 15. I used to be a cutter. I actually still have the marks. But I got a tattoo, so you're not gonna really see it unless I know when I got a tattoo over it, my tattoo guy was looking at my arm like, but he ain't asked no questions. But I knew he wanted to ask, like, what is this? Like, but yeah, I got a tattoo over it, and I got a quote in Arabic or whatever. It says, "I suffered, I learned, I changed." So every time I look at the arm that, was my favorite arm to cut myself on or whatever, I look at the quote and I read it. I suffered, I learned, I changed. And it basically helps me to know that, things that I suffered with in the past, I got over it. And I changed from it in a positive way. And that's why I'm here to share my testimony. Because, I may help someone else that's battling suicidal thoughts, or even feeling alone, feeling like this world is just too much for them, dealing with other people's problems, their stress, their opinions. It's a lot that one person, oneself, one reflection have to deal with it. And I'm here to tell you, it's okay. If you think no one else loves you, I love you. If you're feeling alone, you're not alone. I'm with you. You are perfect just the way you are. Never let no one tell you otherwise. Okay, back to my testimony. Alright, yeah, when I was about 13, I was a cutter. And I actually started cutting, one, because I was having, I felt alone. I just felt like the world was better off without me. Like, I really just felt that way. And then also, I got molested as a kid by a family member. Yeah, and I felt like me doing certain stuff to try to tell on that family member, it never worked, because the family member that I was trying to tell it to, they were saying stuff like, oh, you need to respect your elders, you need to, respect your elders, you're too grown, like all this stuff that just made me feel so closed in, made me really feel like I really don't have no one, made me really feel like, dang, maybe I really shouldn't be here. And dang, I hope I don't get emotional in this video. Yeah, and I just had so much emotions bottled inside me, and I felt like I had no one to tell it to. I felt like I didn't have no one. I even felt like, even though I had family members that I thought I was close with or whatever, I didn't even really have them to confide in. So, when I actually got a boyfriend into, like, dating a boy or whatever when I was young, I would confide in that boy or whatever, and being with that boy and in that relationship made me feel like I had a safe space where I could basically vent on how I felt about my family and vent about stuff that I went through in the past. While I'm crying, it's about to get me tight. Not only that, not only being molested, but the family member, I don't care, because I healed from it or whatever, just in case if certain family members see this, not everyone knows or whatever, like, yeah, not even, like, only one guy that I ever even dealt with when I was, like, 16 only knows, so, like, this is about to be new to everybody that may watch this, and if you really know me, I know you're probably like, what the hell, but, like, yeah, not only molested, but, the family member, he would also, like, them porn DVD shits that was, like, back in the days or whatever. Like, he would show me those DVDs, like, the DVD cases, and, like, the stuff on the back of it, like, the nasty pictures of men and women and stuff like that. He would show me that and tell me to do those things. Like, force me to do those things. So, yeah, I know how you feel. And I know some of you that are going through these certain situations, you are already hurt. You haven't healed yourself. You are already hurt. You're going in these relationships vulnerable as fuck. When I mean vulnerable, you're open. Like, you're open. You're open to all the love that they say they may give to you. You're open to all the things that may make you feel loved, or may make you feel comfortable, or may make you feel safe. You're vulnerable to all of that. And I know that for a fact, because that was me. But before I had got into a relationship, when I was, I'm not even going to call it a real relationship, because I was a little girl, whatever. So when I got into, like, a baby relationship, I'm going to call it a baby relationship. What they used to call that love back then, I forgot. It was a word that older people would call, like, little kitty relationships. But anyways, yeah. So before I got into, like, them little kitty relationships or whatever, I would be a cutter every day. Like, I would cut myself every day. Every time I felt some type of anger or uncomfortability, or where I felt alone and I had no one to express it to, I would express it to my arm. I would express it trying to take the easy way out, meaning leave this world, basically, because I felt like I can't express it to. I felt like I couldn't express it to no one. Not even that I couldn't. I feel like I had no one to express it to. Like, I had no one. I mean, I had friends and shit, but I feel like, okay, when I was able to express it to certain friends, when I was young, and shout out to them if they are watching it. But I feel like me expressing it, like, they didn't give me no type of, like, comfortability where I feel like, oh my God, yes, like, yeah, they got me. I could just call them. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, I called them friends, but I honestly didn't really see them as truly my friend. Like, honestly, like, I didn't really see them, like, as a real, true friend where I felt comfortable around them. Not comfortable around them, but, like, I wasn't just connected with them in a way where they was my go-to instead of cutting, basically. Like, you feel me? Like, I feel like they couldn't relate to what I was feeling or what I was going through. Just leave it like that. Yeah, I feel like they couldn't. So, in middle school, when I did have to go to school or whatever. Well, not when I did have to go to school, but times when I was cutting myself when there wasn't no school and then I had to go to school, I used to be like, dang, I don't want people like questioning me. Like when it was hot, bro, I would be covering up my arms. Like I would be wearing long sleeve shirts, wearing sweaters, all that. Nobody really caught on until one friend was like, yo, why you got on the long sleeve? It's mad hot. I'm like, so I'm not hot. I'm playing it all. I'm like, I'm not hot. She like, come here. I'm like, no. She like, come here. Came to her. First thing she looked at was my arm, and she was fucking baffled to the point where like she told someone, but not in a way that hurt me, in a way to help me to be able to express my feelings and to not be doing that. So she basically told this lady in my middle school, I believe she had a women's empowerment group and stuff like that, and you know, she told the lady, because she was in that group or whatever, so she told the lady, and then I automatically got connected in the group. Like I didn't even have to do like all this extra shit. Like I was already in the group, like because of that. Like I was already in this group, like, and it was basically like empowering younger females group. Like it was a safe space for us to come there and say certain stuff, and we're battling depression, hurt, molestation, stuff like that basically. And I'm not gonna lie, that did help me calm down with the cutting a little bit. I'm only saying a little bit because times when I wasn't at the meeting, I was going through stuff at home. And being that I wasn't like, you know, because it was after school I went to it, whatever, in middle school, whatever. And basically, like, when I was at home dealing with stuff, and like we didn't have a meeting the time I was dealing with the stuff, it's like I had no help to cope with it, so I would still cut because I couldn't vent, or like I just was still cutting. Like even though it did help me a little bit, but being that it wasn't as frequent as I wanted it to be, I was still cutting. Sheesh, I hated the summer back then. Even the day I was born is in the summer. I didn't like the summer. And I didn't like the summer because I was a cutter, and I didn't want people coming up to me, questioning me. I didn't want that. Like, yeah, even though I'm cutting and I'm really crying out for help, I did not want everybody help. No. So when it was summer and school was done and all that, and you had to spend more time with your family because school is over, and being that my parents were strict, it's not like I was outside with my friends every day. That was only once in the blue where I could really be out with them, chilling with them, and that's barely. But anyways, yeah, so summer's here, whatever. And then that's when my mom saw my arm. And yeah, that's when my mom saw my arm. And I think the very first time when she saw my arm, she didn't even actually see my arm, actually. She took me to the doctor. I believe it was spring. This is right before school was about to end. She took me to the doctor because, I think I had to get a physical, something that I had to do, basically. And I was basically young and shit, so basically she had to come with me. I was not going to the doctor by myself around 14, 13, like, yeah, so she had to come with me. And I was tight. I was about to get a shot or whatever, and the doctor gonna be like, roll your sleeves up. This is how my mom found out. The doctor was like, roll your sleeves up. And I'm thinking like, oh my God, why? And I'm like, why? He like, because I had to give you the shot. Even though I'm thinking like, oh Lord, I know my arm is crazy right now, like, dang. And I rolled it up, and he saw all the marks on my arm. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I was a real heavy cutter. Like, I wasn't doing no one cut, two cut. I was doing my whole arm, like, all the way doing my whole arm, like, literally doing my whole arm. Like, my whole arm looked like, what the fuck? And just looking at him like, are you okay? And I ain't answered none of his questions. I was just looking at him with the straightest face, like. And then he was telling my mom, like, have you seen her arm? And my mom looking at me. My mom looking at me. She like, what is this? Like, she looked like she's fucking flabbergasted. Like, she died and came back to life. Like, she like. And I'm like, I don't know. Yo, every time I get in trouble, my favorite answer would be, every time I'm asking a question, I'll be like, I don't know. Why you did this? I don't know. How this happened to you? I don't know. What you did this with? I don't know. Like, I will always say, I don't know, even though I know. But it's just that I don't want to answer the question, so I'm going to just say, I don't know. When I did used to cut back then, like, when I did cut, I was feeling, like, a sense of relief. Like, it made me feel better. Like, it made me feel better to hurt myself and to watch myself bleed, honestly. Like, to be very honest, like, I don't know. I felt relief in that, and that was always, like, my go-to was to cut. That's why I never really did, like, 1, 2. Like, I would always, like, do constant cutting because I felt like I was really getting relief out of it. I felt like I was really, like, getting some sense of, like, woosah, like, some sense of calmness out of doing self-harm to myself. So, yeah, after that, you know, my doctor was like, yeah, you know, anything going on at home, that whole process, you know, maybe, you know, should get me a counselor because if the school CVS is going to be a whole big thing, etc., etc. So my mom did try to get me a counselor, not from the school, like from the doctor, from like doctor recommendation. So like the doctor recommended a therapist or whatever. And yeah, we went like, I believe the next day or 2 days after, whatever. And it was an epic fail because me as a kid, you know, I thought it was going to be, first he was a guy, he was a black guy. I mean, I didn't really care. I just thought of it, maybe I could just vent or whatever, so I didn't really see it as nothing. But my mom was with me the first day or whatever, and then I guess when the counselor was asking me, well, not the counselor, when the therapist was asking me certain stuff or whatever, my mom was feeling away. Like, she felt like, I don't know, as a younger female, I'm thinking like, damn, Mom, you going mad hard. But as I grown up, it was because like the way the therapist was saying certain things and asking certain things means that I'm a younger female, and he just wasn't being very professional. And my mom didn't like that, so they basically had an argument on my first session. Yeah, they basically had an argument on my first session. This he barely even got to me and like why and nothing. Like, bro, the first session, it was just him and my mom arguing, going back and forth, and to the point where my mom felt like she was tired of arguing. She was like, you know what, we out. Come on, Imani, you ain't coming back. We out. And I'm looking at her like, and I was getting in the car. I'm like, but why, Ma? I like him. Why? And she was like, no, you don't need him. I'm gonna be your therapist. I'm gonna be your therapist. I'm not gonna lie, I really praise my mom because she really did try to be my therapist. I mean, it ain't work, but she really tried. Like, she would come upstairs to my room or whatever, and it would be like, she's not mom. She'd be like, yes, okay, Miss McDonald, yes, Miss Bright, okay, how are you feeling today, Miss Bright? What makes you do those things, Miss Bright? And I'm like, because you, Mom. She was like, wait, I'm not your mom right now. I'm your therapist. I would just be like, wow. I was like, wow. But, like, being so I don't have to work a lot and all that, like, that didn't hold up very well or whatever. So, I went back to cutting, unfortunately. And being that people knew that I was cutting my arm, I started cutting my thighs. Yeah, I started cutting my thighs. I was thinking, like, yeah, people won't ever see these because, yeah, it's on my thighs. People won't ever see these. Yeah, you know? But, yeah, they did because gym time, then practice, yeah, they did, you know? So, yeah, though, and, like, you know, when I would cut and stuff like that, I really had in my mind that maybe one day I could cut deep enough and I won't wake up. And I'm not gonna lie, just to be very honest with you, my viewers, and me, myself, because I don't really give a fuck about what nobody think about me. I honestly used to be like, dang, when I woke up the next, I used to be thinking like, dang, I'm still here? Yo, I'm still in this fucking world? Yo, I used to be dread like, dang, I thought I was gonna die, like, damn. Yesterday, I was the deepest cut yesterday, like, damn, I'm still... Yo, I used to talk to God like, yo, why am I still here? Nobody don't want me here. Nobody don't love me. People just do me wrong, do me bad. Why am I here? I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in this world. Why you keep waking me up? So yeah, then I was beginning to get older, and being that people knew I was a cutter, they would always want to examine my body, schools and stuff like that, just to make sure I'm not cutting anymore. So it basically pressured me to stop, only because I feel like, you know, every time I was either going to school or around family members that knew about the cutting, they were always like examining my body to see if I got any new cuts, and then like want to act like they want to be there for me when on reality, no. So then I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna cut no more, because I'm tired of this attention. Like, niggas wasn't trying to give me, like, not niggas, but people wasn't family, friends, it wasn't trying to give me no attention before this. They wasn't really trying to see what's really wrong with me, going deep down to the core, my heart, my soul, basically my mind. Y'all wasn't really caring then. Now over something y'all want to care, bye. And I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna cut no more. I'm not gonna cut no more, because I don't want this attention drawn to me. And being that I stopped cutting, though, I started doing other things, though. I started taking people medications and stuff like that, because I thought, okay, if I take this medication, that's it. Lights is out once I take these pills. And it was times where I took, like, you know, if it wasn't other people medications, it was like, you know, painkillers, but I would take like 10 of them, 13 of them, and stuff like that. And then, you know, when I got a hold onto people medications, I was taking their medications, and it was times where I don't even know what type of medication it was and what it was for. But I remember the first time I took my uncle's girlfriend medication that used to stay with us or whatever. I believe I took like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 pills. I took like 3 or 4 pills. And they were kind of thick. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is probably going to do the trick or whatever. What? The next day, and I was able to open my eyes. I'm like, what? I'm still here. When I woke up, I felt so, like, weird. Like, I felt like, I'm like, damn, I don't even know what the fuck I took. Like my head, I had headaches. Like, I just felt weird. Like, I felt weird. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm thinking, like, dang, I ain't dead yet though. Like, this is still going on. And I was like, dang, I felt so weird. I'm like, dang, I thought this was gonna do the trick. Guess not, or whatever. So I'm like, you know, after that, then I'm like, alright, whatever. Then boom, I was dealing with a situation or whatever, well, that I'm actually still healing from or whatever. I was dealing with a situation. So yeah, I was dealing with a situation where I'm actually still healing from. Man, fuck it. I was actually at my grandmother's house or whatever, and I overheard her talking to me, to my unbiological dad, but I see him as my biological dad because he was there for me. I heard her talking to his wife, like, about me, like, saying certain stuff that really hurt my fucking feelings. And I'm thinking, like, what the fuck? This lady got me in her crib and she talking to me. She talking about me the way she do. Like, damn, I thought she loved me. Like, what the fuck? Yo, I was mad at her. I'm like, yo. And I took her pills. I took some of her pills. You know, she's diabetic, going through certain stuff in life, whatever. I took a handful of her pills. Once I took a handful of her pills, heard something. Yeah, after I took a handful of her pills, I don't even remember how, but I knocked out. I thought that was the last day for me until I woke up. And when I woke up, I just felt like I was in somebody else's body, and I felt like I'm awake, but I can't move around. I can't move my body. Like, I was feeling like weak. And then I went to go try to get some food or whatever, so I stood up. I was able to walk to the kitchen, and then all of a sudden, I just dropped to the floor. And I'm like, yo, what the hell? I don't even, honestly, you guys, I don't know what kind of pills I was taking about. I'm thinking like, damn, all these complications, and I ain't dead yet. This is me being honest with you and myself. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, yo, like, that day, I had to really just sit down and relax and let the pills leave my system, because, after that, I wasn't really able to, like, not function mentally, but function physically, like, do things, like, when I would try to go get the spoon, make my plate, like, my hand would just drop. It was just weird. It was just weird. And then the second time, when I actually took pills or whatever, I think that was some painkillers or whatever, and I had woke up, and this is when I was at home. I had went downstairs, opened the refrigerator, and then all of a sudden I fainted. And my stepdad mom, she was able to help me out and, give me water and do all these things to nurture me and stuff like that. And then she was saying, asked me, like, are you okay? Maybe you should go to the hospital. But I didn't want to, because I knew that I took a lot of pills. That's exactly why I fainted. So I was telling her, like, oh, no, it's because I ain't eat in, like, 2 days. And then she was like, what? And she was like, I'm going to tell you, Mom, we going to call the ambulance. I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm going to just eat something. So, then honestly, what made me stop really, like, taking the pills or whatever, like, I felt like they wasn't doing the trick. Like, they just had me feeling weird, feeling like I'm in my body but not able to move around. It got me fainting. It's just bringing more attention to sending alarms to other people as well. Like, I wasn't with it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just stop taking these pills. The last day I stopped was when I was at, when I took my grandmother pills or whatever, all her different type of medications or whatever. That's the last day I told myself about. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna take these people pills anymore, because I feel like I'm still alive, but it's killing my insides. It's just killing my body, but I'm still here. Like, and then I gotta wake up and deal with, like, being all drugged up from pills. Like, I didn't like that feeling. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna. That was actually when I was like 15. That older curl throughout 13, 14, 15. 15 was how old I was during the time when I told myself, okay, I'm done with these pills. Like, that's it. I'm going to just chill and try to cope with things on my own without cutting or taking other people's pills. Until I turned 16, and it's crazy because I be wanting to keep it a buck with y'all, like, just tell you everything, but then I got to be thinking twice, you feel me? I don't like when I got to think twice about things, because it's like, what the fuck? So, anyways, boom. This thing really taking a pee right here, or am I bugging? I'm going to just act like I'm recording or whatever. So, boom. Turned 16, all that. And before that little kitty relationship that I told y'all about, whatever, the one I was able to confide in or whatever, before him, I had a Sweet 16. It was like this Facebook famous person that came to my party, whatever. Long story short, whatever, I didn't want to deal with him, because I don't like dealing with people that, like, feel like they all, like, oh, just because I could do this, I'm this. Like, oh, just because I could do that, I'm like, no, I don't like dealing with those type of people. Even when I was young, I didn't like dealing with those type of people. So, being that I was or whatever, I don't know what y'all laughing at, bro. What's up? And introducing that guy into my life was just hectic. Like, nigga will always basically threaten me just because he was Facebook famous, peer pressure me to do certain things that I wasn't with. Not sexual things, but like shit like, oh, tell your whole Facebook you love me, or do this or do that. If you don't do it, I'm gonna go on my Facebook and tell everyone you a hoe. And I'm like, I don't care. He was like, well, you better care, because I'm Facebook famous and people's gonna believe me over you. I get more likes than you, so people gonna believe me over you. And I thought about it like, alright, whatever. And just dealing with that type of being, that type of frequency in my life as a 16-year-old wasn't healthy for me. And after I told myself constantly I'm gonna stop dealing with him because I felt like it's not helping me in no way. It's really just getting me sad and making me feel uncomfortable or whatever. And being that I stopped dealing with him and I told him I was gonna stop dealing with him. But when I did decided to stop fucking with him or whatever, like, it was like this whole emotional roller coaster for me. Like, I honestly thought it was the worst day of my life because, like, he threatened to, like, you know, expose me. He threatened to do all this stuff just because I wanted to stop fucking with him. Like, and mind you, like, this was somebody that I didn't even really like. Like, I didn't even really like him. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I felt like he was more attached to me because I felt like I wasn't on his body like how most of the females were on him. So, being that I wasn't on him how everybody is on him, that made him want to be on me more. Like, that eyes. And, like, it was times, you know, we would be chilling or whatever, and he would just try to peer pressure me to have sex and stuff like that. And I just really wasn't with it. Like, I really wasn't with it. But peer pressure is crazy. Basically, like, if they tell their Facebook something, they're gonna get a lot of clout off their Facebook just because of, like, all the people that's following them or in tune with their Facebook or whatever. And being that I was not even that type of female, I didn't want that, like, type of attention. Like, I didn't want people thinking that, oh, just because he went on Facebook saying I'm this, I'm that. I didn't want people to believe him just because he get more likes and shit. So that really had a big toll on me, like a very bad effect. Believed him or whatever. So being that he said he was gonna do it, I really tried to kill myself again. I tried to not kill myself. I tried a suicidal act again, which was trying to hang myself or whatever. Cause I feel like, you know, I was being bullied basically by some whole guy that I didn't even really like. I feel like he just peer pressured me. So that was the last suicidal act I did. When I got to high school, I completely stopped cutting. Like, I wasn't a cutter no more. And I only stopped cutting because, to be honest with you, that's when I had got a boyfriend, like, or whatever. And I was able to confide in him and stuff like that, you know. So I really didn't feel the need to cut anymore because I had someone that I could confide in and also, like, vent to about anything, even about, like, stuff that I feel deep down inside of me that I never told no one, you feel me? So that's what really made me stop cutting, because I felt like I had someone in my corner. I also had a female too, a friend or whatever, but she's my ex-friend. And, you know, that was the only female that I expressed in high school that I used to cut myself or whatever, because I thought we were best friends, but dub. Yeah, and I did express to her that, you know, I used to cut myself and stuff like that. I think I only expressed it to her because I think she saw my arm one day. We was doing something stupid, and I think she saw my arm one day, and she was like, what is this? And then I was like, I used to cut myself. Like, I said it with no remorse, no feeling. I was like, yeah, I used to cut myself. And she was like, why? And stuff like that, you know? And then I told her TT, babe, but not the full story because I didn't really trust her. But I feel like she had more trust in me than I had more trust in her. And everything happens for a reason, because she's not even someone that I even consider a friend today. And it's so crazy because, like, you know, after years passed or whatever, going to senior year, whatever, we got into this whole big argument, and she actually threw that in my face. She was like, you know, that's why you used to cut yourself. You should have killed yourself. You should have died. Like, you should die, like. And I'm thinking, like, whoa, see, this is why you can't be trusting too many people. That incident or whatever with her, I was completely happy that I never really confided in no one except the boyfriend that I had, and only the friends that, you know, watch me grown up from middle school type shit. Like, that's it. Like, if you wasn't really in my corner and I ain't feel like I could trust you, you're not gonna know, like, the deepest things about me. You feel me? Like, yeah. And I feel like it all played out for a reason, because, yeah, she wasn't someone I could trust, so it all worked out for the best. Even though what she did say hurted me, because I felt like, damn, I thought she was a friend or whatever. But being that I didn't do that no more and I healed from it, I didn't really feel away. It was just like, wow, now I see your true colors. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. So it was just like whatever to me, honestly, you see people true colors, as time progresses. I don't want to say time because time is an illusion, but as you get more closer to people, you get to see who they truly are, basically. And what's so crazy? During my years in high school, I noticed cuts on females, like on females' thighs and arms, and I automatically thought, like, dang, they self-harming themselves. Like, dang, should I go talk to them? Like, but I feel like, what would be a good approach? So I never did. So that was the last suicidal I did. And after that, I told myself, you know what? This is stuff that I gotta heal from. This is stuff that I gotta accept that happened to me. Yeah, it wasn't nice. Yeah, it was hurtful. But these stuff is basically what molded me into the person today. And if I have to go through them to help somebody else get through it, then fuck it. If I gotta experience this bad, hurtful, negative shit to help someone else get out of it, family, friend, associate, then fuck it. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. That's what I have to do. Okay. Also, another thing, you know what I realized as I got older? All those times I was wishing, like, dang, wow, I'm still here. Like, dang, God, you woke me up. Dang, Most High, Mother Nature, you woke me up again. Dang, not as I got older, but when I got older and I look back on my past, now I see why the Most High, Mother Nature, God, I see exactly why he needed me here. He needed me here to help others. He needed me here to help heal others, to help share my testimony. And I'm like, dang, that's your word? So I had to go through all that. But it's alright. I'm grateful. Deadass. I'm dead grateful. And I'm happy to share my story. I'm over it. And yeah. So that's my testimony. Hope you can learn from it. If you ever need anyone to talk to, I'm here. You could comment, what's your number, anything. Like, I'm here. I'm all ears. I'm not the type of person to judge. If you ever need any advice, if you ever feeling alone, I'm here for you. I love you. You have me. You don't need to take the easy way out. And the easy way out is just outing yourself, killing yourself, not having to deal with the hurt, the pain, and the trauma, because you have to deal with the hurt, pain, and the trauma, because it's going to shape you and mold you into somebody that this world needs today. We're going to need you. We need you to help the lost souls, help the hurt souls, help the depressed souls, help the young souls, all the souls that got molested. We need your help. And one more thing too, just know all the negative, hurtful stuff that happened to you, abuse, molestation, rape, etc., just know it's karma coming back to those same people, baby. You don't got to worry about what they done to you. You don't have to worry about it. I know it hurts in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, but you don't got to worry about it. They gonna get what's coming to them. Life comes around to everybody, but it's really gonna come to them. What you do to others will be done unto you 10 times worse. So that's it for the vid. Like I said, I'm a suicide survivor. I'm still here. I'm grateful for all the things that happened to me. It's making me and shaping me to who I am today. And I hope I could help someone along the way, because that's all I'm here for. I'm not even human. I'm just a spirit in a body. That's it. Peace and blessings to the gods. Peace and blessings to nature. And peace and blessings to you all, family. Love you. I'm out.